urban artificial intelligence, strategic thinking media platform, Michael Penix Jr., first NFL career start against the New York Giants. Now, I get it, the New York Giants, they're not a good team, not a great defense, you know what I'm saying? I get that, but this is still a measuring stick. This is still NFL football. This is still what he's going to face on a regular basis. Either way, it's his first start. He went 18 for 27, 202 yards, no touchdowns, and he had one interception. Now, the one interception that he had, it did come off of Kyle Pitts' hands, and they were in the red zone, by the way, on that interception. They were in the red zone. They was moving the ball down the field pretty well. It was a couple of intangibles that I seen from Michael Penix Jr. during this game. They gave me a lot of confidence, man. Hey, all y'all Atlanta Falcons fans, y'all should be excited about this. It was some Michael Vick comparisons early on. I'm glad that stopped. That just wasn't cool. Nobody needs to go that far yet. I think this is the most excited that people have been about a quarterback for a while in Atlanta. Comparing him coming there to Matt Ryan, I think people knew Matt Ryan would be good. But the excitement that Vic brought, being a dual threat quarterback, being able to run different types of offensive sets, different type of offensive schemes, that was something that Matt Ryan just couldn't do. As good as Matt Ryan was, don't get me wrong, Matt Ryan was an MVP. Nobody can take that away from him. Hall of Fame player, went to a Super Bowl. But the lack of offensive diversity that we seen with that Falcons team with Matt Ryan, that was a concern. That was a concern and a worry that I heard from a lot of Falcons fans. The offense just wasn't dynamic. Yeah, we know some of those times it was the offensive coordinators. I understand that some of the offensive coordinators that the Falcons have had in the past haven't been great. They haven't been the most open-minded guys. They haven't been the most forward thinking as far as new schemes moving into what's popular. What are the popular sets in the NFL? What are the popular offensive schemes? They hadn't been the guys the most up to date in that area. But with Michael Penix Jr. this year, that may change because Penix was able to spread the ball around a lot. All right, he spread the ball around a lot. 7 different receivers caught the ball, so he got everybody involved. The Falcons have running backs who can catch the ball as well. They have good tight ends. They have receivers at every level. They have good slot guys. They have good outside guys. Guys that can run routes, guys with great hands. Now, all of these offensive playmakers for the Falcons, they young guys, all right? They're not polished. They're not exactly where they need to be. But I do want to say something. And I'm not getting ahead of myself. But the way that this offense is being set up, it looks kind of like Patrick Mahomes early in his career with Travis Kelce as a tight end spot, having running backs who can catch the ball. The Chiefs had that a lot early on with some Jamal Charles and some other running backs that they had who could catch the ball really well. Now, the Falcons don't have a Tyreek Hill. All right. Nobody on the Falcons wide receiver core is like a Tyreek Hill, but they do have that number one receiver spot, which is looking like it's going to be Drake London, a guy who can run good routes, a guy who has sure hands. He's not afraid to go across the middle. We've seen a lot of play actions and guys coming across the middle, drags and backside digs and things like that. They were catching the ball. That they did have some drops, but they was catching the ball. But more importantly for the content of this video, Michael Penix Jr. was making the correct reads, all right? Michael Penix Jr. was making the correct reads. He was finding the right guys. He was getting check downs. He missed a couple check downs too, but for the most part, he got most of his check downs. And the Falcons defense did such a great job. He didn't have to do too much. So we can't blame him for that. This Falcons defense got 2 pick sixes. So they was up early. They was up for a long time. He didn't have to do too much. But in games like this where he doesn't have to do too much, you still want to see him not give the game away, not keep your opponents in the game. And he did just that. He moved the chains when he had to. He looked good on a couple third downs. He got a couple of first downs. He kept the Giants offense on the sideline. He kept the Giants trailing. And that's what you want a rookie to be able to do against a team that the defense pretty much did the heavy lifting for you early. Something else I've seen impressive from Penix, his ability to stand in the pocket and deliver throws with people in his face under pressure. Again, the Giants aren't the greatest defensive team now. They're an average defensive team. They're not too bad either. There was some place he still stood in the pocket, delivered the ball, square shoulders, 3-step drop, and the ball was out. This is impressive under pressure. We also seen him rolling out in the pocket. That's something that an NFL quarterback has to do nowadays. They got to be able to roll out of the pocket and make passes going towards the sidelines. They also have to be able to throw on the run, all right? It's just something that they have to do. They got to be mobile inside the pocket. All the top quarterbacks in the NFL are at least mobile inside the pocket. When you talk about Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels, CJ Stroud, all these guys are mobile inside the pocket. Jalen Hurts, some of them can go outside the pocket as well, but they're all mobile inside the pocket. They move around the pocket well, and then they deliver the throw. That's what we've seen from Penix against the Giants. Now, he's got a lot of growing to do. He's got a lot of things he can improve on, but we haven't seen him outside the pocket yet, and that's something that we've seen a lot in his college tape, in his college games. He was able to scramble and get outside the pocket. He's going to be very dangerous when he gets that down, but just now his ability to move around inside the pocket is invaluable. It extends plays. It breaks the defense down, and that's something that coaches and scouts and the wide receivers and other offensive players on your team look for the quarterback to be able to do. That just makes things easier for everybody. It just seems to me the Falcons have the opportunity. I don't know if they're going to do it. I don't know what's going to happen, but it looks like they have the opportunity to build an extremely dynamic offense. Drake London, Mooney, Ray McLeod, and these are guys who can do anything. If you look at the play, if you was looking at the tape, and I'm gonna have it playing as I'm talking, it's a lot of motion going on. It's a lot of play action. It's a lot of guys moving around in the backfield. Why is that? Well, a lot of these guys can play 2 or 3 different positions, whether it be in the backfield, they can play in the slot, they can play out wide. When you have multiple guys who can do that, you can kind of mix things up. It's going to be really hard for the Falcons to have a boring offense in the future moving along. Now, we know they have the Commanders next, a much better defense than the Giants. That's really going to test them. That's where they'll really be able to see what Penix is working with mentally. He's going to have to make the right decisions quicker. He's going to have to move quicker mentally and physically. So that's going to be a good test to see. But I think he's going to be ready for it. I think he's going to be ready. The Commanders' defensive line and the Commanders' defense as a whole is also going to cause more problems for the Falcons' offensive line right now. And that's interesting where the Falcons are going to go with their offensive line. I would say they have an average offensive line. It needs to get better, though. Penix was experiencing some pressure. He was having to roll out a lot, and that's cool, but you don't want to have to do that every play. That's not how the plays are drawn up for you to be scrambling and running for your life every single play. The Falcons are going to have to build a more solid, more anchored offensive line, and I think they're going to be good to go. The running game is there. The play action is going to work well. The motions are going to work well. The blocking receivers, a lot of their receivers be blocking too, man. Drake London, he blocks. Mooney, he blocks. These are receivers who can kind of do it all, and they're going to help Penix out. They're going to help him mature and grow into a playmaker. It's receivers like this, receivers who can run good routes. They're not extremely fast. They're not extremely big. They're not very physical, but they're good at running routes. They catch the ball, and they can make yards after the catch. All right. That's what's going to help move the chains. That's going to help Penix stay on the field longer. And that's going to give him confidence when he's able to make easy reads and it turn into big plays. But I want y'all to get in the comments and let me know, what did y'all think about Michael Penix's debut? Falcons starting quarterback. I don't think they're going to look back after this. What do y'all think? Do y'all think Kirk Cousins should still be in the conversation? If Penix messes up and he's throwing games away, should they keep him in? Should they take him out? What do y'all think, man? Get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about the future for Michael Penix as the Atlanta Falcons starting quarterback. Urban Artificial Intelligence, Strategic Thinking Media Platform. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Peace.